Hey, everybody, thank you for joining me today. My name is Andrew Alvarez, and I'm the Latino conservative. This week, I'm coming to you from Boston. Well, close enough to Boston to be called Boston. It's like a little town right outside of Boston. And I will say this, my first driving experience here, out of Logan Airport, they've got this tunnel that is like a Houston freeway, but underground. Kind of creepy. I felt like I was in Mario Kart, and quite honestly, I will take a 4-lane, 5-lane, 20-lane freeway any day in the air in Houston than in the tunnels. It was just kind of scary. Got the whole claustrophobic thing going on. Got a few topics to talk about today, including something kind of funny but scary at the same time with facial recognition. Got some senators that are getting together to kind of revoke MLB's antitrust status. Some Donald Trump news. Whoa, haven't heard that name in a while from me, have you? But before we get into the meat and potatoes of it, let's talk about our sponsors. So if you haven't heard of Cash App by now, you might be in the dark a little bit, and you may have already have Cash App downloaded on your phone. And if you do, great. I've got a link in the description and on my website where you can go and hook a brother up to help sponsor me. Other things that I use Cash App for, though, is really and truly like if I need help or if my family needs help, we can send each other a few bucks. If I'm running short on gas, they're running short on gas, because I drive this big old F-250 that I put $100 gas in and it went away in less than 3 days. But they can shoot me a couple bucks. I can shoot them a couple bucks. I could use it as a checking account. I could use it to trade stocks even. If you've been following Dogecoin, that stock has been going through the roof lately. But I can do all of that using Cash App. Now, if you don't have Cash App already, it's totally free to download, totally free to use. Where you can help me out, because Cash App gives a little referral bonus if somebody uses my link to download and install Cash App. You go to thelatinoconservative.com/Cash App and go download it there. That same link also gives you a place where you can go in and hook a brother up, just so you know. Because I do this show totally free. I don't get paid for this. The only support I have is from my viewership, which isn't very large right now, but it's going to get there. Heck, I've been featured on Fox News before a couple times, and I'm going to be doing that again. So again, www.thelatinoconservative.com/Cash App and help be a sponsor of the show. Okay, so let's get into our first topic, the scary and the funny. I found this on Yahoo News, and I actually saw the video on TikTok. TikTok and I have a love-hate relationship, by the way. So a woman is horrified after realizing she shared an embarrassing video. The gist of it is that this lady created an album using Google Photos. Google Photos uses facial recognition. And then she goes on in the video, the standard TikTok craziness video happening there, how she created another video for personal use that wasn't on TikTok of her and whoever she's in a relationship with that was spicy, quote unquote. If you're listening to this, I'm doing the big air quotes right now, spicy. Google Photos recognized on her refrigerator a teeny tiny photo of her son. And since she had shared the album of her son to her mom, it captured that and said, hey, this must be a picture of her son. I am going to share this video with mom. So mom got a video of her doing the naughty on the kitchen table, on the counter, in the kitchen. And now apparently son knows that kitchen has been soiled. So that's the funny part, the scary part. Facial recognition in your house. That's right. See this thing that I'm talking to right there. I use my iPhone for my podcast because, since I travel, I need to keep my equipment light. So I use my iPhone, hook it up to a microphone, and facial recognition is going on whether we know it or not. See, I kind of liken that to the Chinese credit system that they have. See, China is monitored by thousands, maybe millions, I don't know, of cameras that are out in public that use facial recognition software and use that to give each person a social credit score. That social credit score can allow them access to certain schools, restaurants, lending from banks if they do that. Basically, the nicer person that the Chinese government thinks that you are, the better chance you have of getting what you want. Think about that for a little bit. What does that open the door for? If the government likes somebody and that person says, I want to work for the government, guess what they get to do? They get to go work for the government, doing whatever they want. See, in China, you basically have to plea your undying loyalty to the government there. Whereas over here in the United States, you think that would ever happen? You think that would ever fly? Yet we're trying to bring these socialist policies over to the United States because China's a great country. The Democratic Party is likened to China. But either way, you've got facial recognition software happening in your house without your knowledge, but with your consent. This also goes back to the terms of agreement, and I can go on and on and on and on about some of the data that is collected on you because you agreed to the terms of service of your Apple device, of your Google device, of your watch. I could go on and on for that. I know some companies that collect some crazy data, and they can tell how many kids you have in your house. They can tell what cars you drive, what your average credit score may be. They can tell that. And they tell that because you click, okay, I agree. Have you ever read through those? Has anyone ever read through those fully and is not a lawyer? I haven't. I'll be flat out honest. I just want to get to the bottom. I may read a paragraph, but then I get to the where to, therefore, so far as, in as much so, all that jazz. No, I don't want to read all that. I'm going to skip down to the bottom. There are a lot of people like me. So we are headed in a place, and we're not gonna come back. There's no coming back from that. I don't think there's coming back. But we're headed to a place where our cameras are going to record every single thing that we do. Our microphones on our phone. Go pop open your security settings. I bet you your microphone's open up on Facebook. Facebook's listening to you. How do you think they serve up those ads, as well as your location? A lot of the conservatives are talking about not wanting to get vaccinated because they think it's the mark of the beast and that they're putting a tracking chip in you. Too late. You carry around that tracking chip. You wield it with pride. You open it every 30 minutes. It is never past your arm's length. It's that thing right there that most of you are watching this show on, that most of you are even listening to this show on. It's right there. You're carrying it. And it's happening. Big tech is doing that. And big tech is controlling what you see. So I'm a part of TikTok. I'm sure there's no doubt about that. In fact, that's how Fox found me, was on TikTok. It's funny how after my first airing with Fox, my primary TikTok account was shadow banned. And I created a new one. I still have that one. TX Latino Conservative. Still have it. Then I created a new one. Big Drew TX. Had to start from scratch. Frustrated as hell, I'll admit. Started building it up, creating videos, got on Fox again. The next day, my views dropped from here to here. See, I'd gone from the single-digit views to the double-digit views to the triple-digit views on that one. Had a couple thousand views. Now, mind you, I'd been working on my previous one for 6 months. I was up to 5,000 followers. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but for a conservative on TikTok, that's a lot. I joined Clapper right after that too. So Clapper, I'm hovering about the 6,000 follower mark. I posted a video. Nothing political to do with it at all. In fact, it was something along the lines of take my Latino card away from me because I chose a keto cookie over a taco. I posted those on both of my accounts. Exactly the same hashtags, exactly the same captions because I copied and pasted. I'm lazy. Copied and pasted. On Clapper, which is a more mature platform, more expressive as far as, expressing your rights. There's not as much hate on there at all. In fact, if you go to Clapper, you'll see that right away. That video on Clapper has over 13,000 views on TikTok, 58. Now, they'll claim that they're not shadow banning you, but that's big tech for you. Big tech is watching you. They know what you do. TikTok, by the way, is a Chinese company. Now, I won't get rid of it. I like TikTok. They have some fun fishing videos on there. Between the fishing videos, the donkey. Yeah, there's some donkeys I follow. There was a spider there that I was following too for a little bit until she passed away. Poor thing. Gretel. I think that was her name. Blue-Eyed Darkness. One of my favorite TikTokers. Yeah, every now and then my For You page gets a little crazy and stuff starts bouncing, but we won't get into all of that. But big tech is watching you. That thing right there. If you have the Apple Watch, that thing is keeping track of you. That Apple Watch can even tell you what website you're on. It can correlate that with your heart rate. So if you're looking at boattrader.com and you get excited about boats, Apple can relay that data to advertisers who are going to then serve you up more boating website ads. Go look at that. Go think about that. They know what websites make you excited. If you're a car guy like me and you start surfing the web and looking at fast cars, lowriders, big trucks, whatever it is, and that gets you excited, Apple knows about it. Google knows about it. And they can serve you up ads, which is what the entire concept is. The whole purpose of this is who's going to serve the most ads, who's going to get the most clicks on their ads. And that's why media is doing so well, because they are telling the system, hey, this person wants to see this ad. This ad is going to get me more clicks. These clicks make me more money. And that's how they get you. One of the differences that I saw right away coming from Texas to Boston was in the news. You see, in Texas, we're wide open right now. No mask mandate. Everything's 100% open. It's not like that in Massachusetts. I work in the car business, for those of y'all who don't know. And one thing that I like to do in each and every dealership that I go to, it's just a little me thing that I have. I like to take note of what kind of coffee machine they have. See, some places have this big fancy coffee machine that you get to add whipped cream and choose if you want it caffeinated or not caffeinated. Make Starbucks look like gas station coffee. Some dealerships have coffee that's been on the pot for 3 days and it's chewy. I just like to make mental notes of that. But in Massachusetts, you can't do that. I couldn't do that. The dealerships aren't allowed to have coffee makers in their dealerships due to COVID. Those 3 words, due to COVID. I won't get too much into there, but in the media here, one of the first things I heard was, we are up to this many deaths, COVID deaths. I think they said 19. I think that was the number, 19. It was something small. Wait, I said small. I should say relatively small, because each one of those lives lost is still a life lost that is priceless. So, not trying to say that it's just a number. It's not. The way it's being portrayed on the media, we lost so many people. I understand 20 people is a lot of people no matter how you look at it, whether it's in a because of a pandemic or because of a hurricane or because of the flu or because of a war. 20 people is 20 people. It's 20 lives lost that we're not going to get back on this side of eternity. But in Texas, we're wide open. Massachusetts numbers apparently going up. They're restricted, very restricted. Few places I can't go eat in person. Texas, our numbers are going down. We like, and this is total percentage wise. This isn't just the vast numbers, because I think there's about as many people in Houston as there are in the entire state of Massachusetts. But our media is portraying it totally different than Massachusetts media because, well, we don't suck. Not that Massachusetts sucks, but you get the point. Our media coverage is not as liberal as other states. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Boston is a cool place. I'm driving around and I'm just looking at the historic looking architecture. Great place. The people are phenomenal. The food is, I had a burger from Guy Freer's Flavor House last night. Ugh. Woo! I love you, Whataburger. I love you, Whataburger. Just saying. Whataburger, you're awesome. Just be glad Guy Freer's Flavor House is not a chain. Just saying, Whataburger. So, moving on. Before I move on, just a quick touch. You can become a sponsor of the show. There's a link in the description. I broadcast this show on YouTube, on Rumble, as well as any audio platform that I syndicate to. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. There's a few other out there. I use the Anchor app to do that. And one thing you can do through Anchor is become a monthly supporter of the show. Real easy to do, as easy as 99 cents a month. You can cancel at any time. Links in the description. And again, I do this totally free. What that little bit does that I get from my sponsorship, from my supportership, it's help keep stuff like this operating. That phone right there helps keep it operating. This box right here that you don't see, this box that I have right here that hooks up my microphone to my iPhone via the cables and these headphones and that Mac over there that I use to produce the show. It keeps all of that functional and helps me replace it if I need to. I'm a one-man operation. I don't have a big team. I'm not like Dan Bongino, Ben Shapiro, Tim Pool, Tim Cass, IRL. Dude, love that show. I'm not like any of those guys. I don't have a crew. It's just me because I travel so much. I do have to thank also while I am here, not looking for supportership on this one, but like to thank Trey, the producer. Always give me fresh ideas, even when he doesn't know it. Follow him on Facebook. Follow him on Twitter. Look for APR. Always Press Record TV is what it's called. AlwaysPressRecord.com. Or his Twitter handle, Instagram, APR TV. He's got a Roku app, Amazon app as well. Just go look him up. APR TV. Trey, the producer. If you're a podcaster or you want to become a podcaster, look him up. So let's move on. So in my earlier videos, like way earlier videos, I've been doing this for close to 2 years now. You can see the difference in the first video that I posted and the one that this is posted now. But when I first started, it was because of a congressional campaign that I was going to run in 2022, but I've extended that out to 2024, maybe 2026. I'm moving it out because I want to build a platform and I'm not rich. I don't have $500,000 to run a campaign. I didn't say that out loud because, yeah, it costs that much to run a campaign for Congress, or you won't win. Simple as that. No one who has ran for Congress in the past 10 years has spent less than that. But one of the things that came out was a platform on credit reporting. My platform was, you got companies like insurance companies, electric companies, rental companies that will deny you service, electric companies that will charge you a huge deposit, insurance companies that will charge you a huge rate because they pull your credit and base their rates off of your credit. But they won't report good payments. They sure will report bad payment history, though. See, my platform was, if you pull credit and make your judgment based off of that, you have to report good credit. That's fair. Isn't it Fair Isaac Credit, whatever the O stands for? FICO? Fair Isaac Credit Reporting is what it's supposed to be, but it's not so fair. I posted that platform, and at that point in time, Senator Kamala Harris, who was running for president of the United States at the time in the primaries, who totally sucked and still totally sucks, basically saw that video and then stole my idea. Used that as one of her platforms to run for president. I should have sued her for copyright infringement, plagiarism. Because I put it out there first. I've got video evidence of it first. Either way. Something like that kind of happened again. Senator Ted Cruz, I'm not going to say quoted me, but used an idea that I put out there about Major League Baseball, how they moved out of Georgia because they opposed voter IDs, but they require IDs to pick up a ticket from will call, $25 ticket. They will not let you pick up that ticket without an ID. But either way, the point of this one is Senator Ted Cruz, Hawley, and Lee, they're introducing legislation to strip Major League Baseball of its antitrust exemption. Now, that antitrust exemption that was given to MLB wasn't by legislation. It was by a Supreme Court ruling. Not ruling, opinion. Now, the thing is, the Supreme Court isn't a law-making entity. It is a law-enforcing entity. It is built to opine on the law and to make judgments based on the law that's already established. But they created this exemption for MLB. They made a law, basically. Now, mind you, this was back in 1922, almost 100 years ago. What an antitrust is. An antitrust is basically, it states somewhere incredulously that the business of Major League Baseball did not constitute interstate commerce, thus making it exempt from the Sherman Act, which prevents businessmen from conspiring with one another in efforts to thwart, basically an effort to monopolize. So, Major League Baseball, it's been ruled as not being an interstate commerce. Can we all agree? Right, left, conservative, liberal, Democrat, Republican. Can we all agree that MLB is in fact interstate business? If you cannot agree with me on that, drop me a comment so I can block you. But if you can, in fact, drop me a comment there too. What do you think? Do you think that is something that is feasible? It is feasible for us people in the United States to see Major League Baseball as an interstate business. I mean, you've got, LA Dodgers, California, West Coast. You've got the New York Yankees, East Coast. You've got the Tampa Bay Rays, more East Coast, but South. Houston Astros, Third Coast. There's a team up there, the Seattle Mariners or whatever they're called. I'm out of my baseball league. I just care about the Astros. But you get my point there, though, right? Colorado Rockies, everybody. MLB is interstate business. It is international business. I mean, how many people do we have in MLB from other countries? How many goods do we sell in other countries that are licensed MLB products? It is international business. It is most definitely interstate business. So you've got these senators here that are trying to strip MLB of their antitrust exemption because basically they're pulling out, they pulled their game out, the All-Star game out of Atlanta, Georgia for lies. That's all it is. MLB said that Georgia is restricting voting laws, which in fact Georgia is enhancing their voting laws. It is expanding early voting and mail-in voting. It's requiring voter IDs to protect voter integrity and to protect voter rights. Because me as an American, I stand for one man, one vote. But what the Democratic Party is wanting, they want to get all these immigrants the access to vote, therefore diluting my vote, making my vote count less, making your vote count less. And MLB wants that. So the legislative body is seeking to take legislative action. I'm dying to see what excuses the Democratic Party comes up with if they shoot this down. So next topic. Running a little low on time here. I've still got to get ready for work. I'm on East Coast time, so it is 6:51. That's right. Yeah, I'm looking at my clock down there. Not my cow. I don't have a cow down there. Oh, well, anyway. So, Trump. Donald Trump. My boy, Donald Trump. This is the article that I found, and I will summarize this. New York law doesn't apply because he's not president. Yeah. So the Supreme Court made a rule earlier having to do with Donald Trump's social media about restrictions and blockings and stuff like that, saying that basically, since he's no longer president, they're not going to hear the case anymore. It's a moot point. There is a law that Congress is trying to pass still to this day. It is called, in fact, what is it called? The Trust Act. Still to this day, they're trying to pass this law to get Donald Trump's tax records. So, Donald Trump being the smartass that he is, well, if that case is dismissed because I'm no longer president, well, guess what? I'm no longer president. So, this doesn't apply to me either. I mean, but why are they still trying to get his tax records? He's not president. Why are they still messing with him? He's not president. They still need a scapegoat? I mean, the person that started building the border wall that you called xenophobe, that you called racist for building the wall, is no longer in office. But how about the guy that's about to restart the wall that's in office right now? Is he a xenophobe? Is he a racist? I don't know, but that's that hypocrisy word that you keep hearing about. Just a bunch of crap going on. But either way, Donald Trump is using the system against itself. If you're going to dismiss my case here because I'm no longer president, guess what? I'm no longer president, so you got to dismiss their case against me here too. Quid pro quo. Wait, not it. But still, sounds funny. Either way, hey guys, thank you for joining me this week. Really do appreciate that. I really do. On a side note, at one of the campgrounds that I stay at, we had a kind of a get together for a couple that was leaving. That's been there for a while. They're leaving. They're moving on up to bigger and better things. And she watches my podcast, and we started talking. She mentioned one thing to me. I don't see color. And I hear that a lot. I don't see color. And that's great if you don't see color, but in my opinion, if you don't see color, go get your eyes checked. Hear me out. I love coffee. This is my coffee right now. Kind of a light brown in color. Sometimes I like it black. Sometimes I like coffee with my milk. But I always like coffee. No matter what color it is. Each one of those colors of coffee has a benefit to me. If it is black, it's extra strong, so I need that strength. If it is white, it's not so much the strength of the coffee that I need. It is the taste of the coffee, the creaminess of the cream, the sweetness even that I need. Not saying that one color is stronger than the other by any means. What I'm saying is that they have their benefits, and I identify the benefits of that. But the benefits aren't in people, aren't color related. See, everybody can be coffee. Everybody can provide that little extra kick when you need. Sometimes you need a big kick. Sometimes you just need somebody next to you to be sweet. And sometimes you need your neighbor next to you. Sometimes you need your enemies next to you. You know, the Bible says, love your enemy and pray for your enemy. It's not so much for their benefit, though it will benefit them. Praying for somebody always benefits them one way or another. God tells you what to do for you so you can glorify God. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're here on the earth for, is to glorify God. In one way or another, glorify God. So others can benefit from the glory of God. I hope that sounded right when it came out. Because I know what I'm trying to say here. This is one of those times where I know what I'm trying to say. It's just the words. So I'm hoping that God in his almighty strength and his almighty wisdom could translate those words that I was just trying to say to you and help you comprehend what I was trying to say. Because at the end of the day, God is almighty. God is all powerful. He's all knowing. He knows what I was trying to say. And I hope he can translate that to you. So what you do for your enemy, what you do for the person next to you, no matter what color they are. In fact, I hope you can go and identify this person as being a dark person and say, hey, I don't care if they're dark. I still love them. I don't care if this person is extra light. I still love them. I don't care if this person looks like me, doesn't look like me. I don't care what they smell like. I still love them. They are a child of God as well. So keep that in mind. Don't necessarily be this person that doesn't see color. I don't like that term. I want to see all colors. I want to see every single color of the rainbow, that same rainbow that was given to us as a covenant that the Lord will not destroy this earth again via a flood. I want to see all of those colors, and I want every single one of those colors to know that no matter what color they are, no matter what shade they are, I still love them. I thought about that. And I know that no matter who that person is, no matter what they did, as long as they're on this side of eternity still, no matter what they did, they can still hear that little small voice that I hear right in here. That little small voice that I hear right in here is called the Holy Spirit. They can still hear that voice. They can still fall to their knees, repent, and come to Christ. Accept Christ as their Lord and Savior and come to God. They can still do that. They still have that chance. So no matter what shade of the rainbow they are, I love you. And I love you guys. Thank you all for listening to me rant and rave. Go out and try to reach somebody today. Obviously, I want the like, share, comment, whatever. But if you don't get to do that this time, try to go out and reach somebody. Reach somebody. Tell them you love them. Extend your hand in a handshake or a fist bump, whichever you're most comfortable doing. But go out and reach somebody today. My name is Andrew Alvarez. I'm the Latino conservative.